Hi, my name is Jaiprashant Mohanrab. You are watching Car Talk. Today is the first day I've driven the Tata Harrier.ev in my life. It is a fantastic four-wheel drive car. This is the track behind me. The whole thing is the track it's a curated track that Tata Motors has organized. And I had so much fun driving the Tata Harrier.ev. So I think overall, EVs are here, and four-wheel drive EVs, for the first time after driving one, I say that they may revolutionize off-road culture in India because you have so much torque. You can be in the middle of an obstacle and still move on because of so much torque that you have and the hill hold. And of course, I have to talk to you about the 540-degree camera. That, ladies and gentlemen, really made a huge difference. Finished driving the car. Now we'll have to clear the arena because the next batch is coming in. So I'm also ending this piece with here. We are going to show you a bunch of clips showing what the car drove like, etc. Catch that video, and I think the Harrier.ev is a fantastic off-road offering.
So we're now at this specially constructed off-road zone that will demonstrate the Harrier.ev's QWD system. QWD here stands for quad wheel drive, or four-wheel drive, or even for that matter, all-wheel drive. So my instructor here is a very experienced professional off-roader. Now, the first obstacle that we are going to attempt is the rock crawl. The Harrier.ev has a rock crawl mode, which will ensure that traction is distributed evenly to all four wheels and slips are detected. We begin inching the Harrier.ev forward. The Harrier is tackling the rock bed like a boss, and the best part is the FDD suspension. The rock crawl shows how effective this suspension setup is in isolating the occupants of the car from obviously the rocks. Fantastic stuff, really fantastic. The next obstacle is the axle twister. Like its name suggests, it will basically twist the axles of the Harrier.ev and showcase the beautiful articulation that the suspension comes with. This also showcases how the all-wheel drive helps really the wheels in contact with the ground gain traction and continue driving without getting stuck. So as you can see, the SUV is swinging from one side to other, but it remains in control even in such uneven man-made terrain. We're now heading to the negative side incline next. Again, the Harrier.ev makes it look easy, but it's quite a tricky obstacle, as you have to keep your wheels straight and make sure that you don't turn in or out while doing the obstacle. So it's here that the transparent mode of the Harrier.ev really shows how useful it is. Even though we have a spotter to make sure that the wheels are lining up, the transparent mode shows where exactly the wheels are pointed. So lining it up is very easy. And after this, it is just the matter of letting the torque do its thing. Of course, with a steady, measured throttle input. That is very important. Now we're turning around for the crazy climb. Now this is a 34-degree incline. It's exactly the same incline that the Harrier.ev climbed at Anapara in Kerala. Again, the drill is the same. We are lining the car up by using the transparent mode. And then using a measured throttle input, we are now climbing. At this point, I don't really see anything except the sky. But I know that I'm in decent shape because, again, transparent mode. One more thing is the torque. Since this is an electric vehicle, there is so much torque right off idle. I can even stop in between and then continue. This is, unthinkable in a petrol or a diesel off-roader. I'd have to redo the obstacle if I lose momentum in the middle of the climb. But in the Harrier.ev, thanks to that 500 Newton meters of torque, no problem. Now, coming down from this obstacle is even more tricky. The descent is 35 degrees. So you obviously can't use hill descent control, which comes in only at 6 kilometers. If you can't go down at 6 kilometers, that's too fast for this. So I have to just hit the brakes and, keep the car coming down slowly so that it doesn't come too fast. Next up, we are in the positive incline, which means We are going to be on top of the obstacle at a 45-degree angle. Again, the main thing here is how well the Harrier.ev is handling the incline. It's tricky because the wheels have to be straight. Again, the transparent mode is quite helpful here. Now we are going towards the seesaw. This is possibly the craziest obstacle of this, entire circuit. I've never done something like this in my life. As you get off the seesaw, you have the camel hump. This is basically an obstacle that shows the front, rear and rear approach and departure angles of the car. It's a steep obstacle, but the Harrier shows how good it is, at everything. You just have to keep momentum, keep a steady throttle and keep the steering straight. You'll be getting through this. And now we are heading to the mud pit. Again, remember, we don't have off-road tires on the Harrier.ev, but we have, of course, all-wheel drive. The trick here is I shouldn't be touching the brakes. I just need to keep a steady throttle and just steer my way around. It's momentum basically. The all-wheel drive system is actually allowing us to power through the obstacle without getting stuck. So if you get stuck here, you hit the brakes, then getting out may be a challenge, but we made it. Finally, possibly the trickiest obstacle. I have to rely on the spotter totally. The trick here is again to keep the car on the rightmost path. The instructor, Mr. Kaustaf, told me. So I'm keeping it on the right and climbing slowly. So that I can turn directly. And now I have to basically rely on the spotter completely and line up for the descent. The descent is very tricky. I have to trust the car here and keep the brakes locked. And I have to just slide down. I have to trust the spotter and the car. Done. So thank God for the spotters and of course the brilliant instructor. Off-road course done and dusted. The Harrier.ev is supremely capable, especially with that all-wheel drive system and all that torque from the bottom. What an experience.